Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I'm actually out of town. Yes, that's my dog Betsy that's laying there, and Dixie's there too. Anyway, I just wanted to come on here. I'm actually up in Santa Barbara for a few days. Well, probably for a week. Had to get away. Had to take a break. This is the first vacation I've taken in like 3 years. And I decided to come to Santa Barbara. I love Santa Barbara. It's changed quite a bit. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is, I've only been here, I got here yesterday, went on a few walks, and it's really disheartening what has happened in California. Santa Barbara, I had a friend that used to live up here for years, and I used to come up and visit him. That was 30 years ago. And they've always had a homeless problem, or whatever what's the proper thing, unhoused. Not homeless, they're not homeless, they're just unhoused, which is dumb, absolutely dumb. They're homeless, they don't have a home. And it's always been known an issue in Santa Barbara. There's certain areas that are really kind of ghetto, as I call it, and I don't know if that's a word that I can use, but it's not, that's usually where, and they were in a certain area, but now it's changed. I was talking to another gentleman that's staying at the same hotel that I'm staying at, and he moved up here in 2021, and he said that yes, the homeless problem is incredibly bad. They're everywhere, he says, in the city. And that's kind of sad because Santa Barbara is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but it's also, it's in California. And I think it's a little, it was funny because I was talking to the lady at the reception. I'm going to sneeze. I can't believe I'm going to have to. Sorry, I just sneezed. I'm using my other phone, so I'm able to pause the video. But anyway, it's really sad because it's a really beautiful place. To me, there is not really an ugly place in California, to be quite frank. It's a beautiful state, but it's just really sad on my experience. I'm actually going to stay here a couple more days because there's a couple more things that I can do, because there's a lot of things I can do, just a few minutes away. But I just had to come on here and talk about it and my experience. I mean, it's been nice to stay in this motel that I'm staying at. It's very retro, which I do like, but it's right in the middle of everything. I mean, it's just, I'm a block from the beach. So that's what I do, my daily walks. But it's kind of disheartening when you go down there. And the first time I went on a walk with my dogs is I think he was a homeless person, but I could tell he's walking down the sidewalk and he's like talking and talking to himself and then stopping, and I could see what was going on. And so I just kept walking past him with the dogs, and I didn't want my dogs to react, because then he would have reacted, I'm sure. And and then when I walked past him, he's like talking to himself and pointing and yelling and kind of thing. And it's like, I just didn't want to have an issue. I didn't want to get, punched out or knocked out. I don't think he would have, because I was walking my two girls, and I don't think he would have, but you just don't know. You don't know what they're going to do. And then I had another guy that was homeless, and he had an off-leash dog. It was a Chihuahua, and it was, not on a leash, and it was barking at everybody that walked by. So I just avoided the situation and walked to the side. She's scratching because she doesn't like her pinch collar. Yes, I use pinch collars, I know. That's probably controversial with people, but they work for me, and they're not harmful. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. And so I had to avoid the dog with the guy that had the chihuahua because he was off leash and the dog was running up to people and barking. And, these people, with all the money that's been thrown at not the homeless in California, and I'm not trying to make this political or anything, but, these people need to be taken care of. They need to just, and I'm not saying completely taken care of, but, these people, a lot of these people are unhoused because of the cost of housing, the cost of living in California. And it's really sad because all that money went, who knows? We're going to find out. I know we're going to find out where it goes. And I'm hoping that, there's going to be ramifications for that because our taxpayer money, and I'm not using this as a political stunt because I don't want to talk about politics. I really don't. I don't. But it's just sad that this beautiful area, and I mean, it's just sad that these people are, don't have a place to call home, and it's because of the cost of living. And, nobody's working on that in California to try to lower the cost. They're actually passing bills to not lower the cost, which is utterly ridiculous. But like I said, I don't want to talk about politics now. This is not, it's being, kind to our citizens, being kind to our citizens that are actually citizens in this country. And I know that was brought up in the State of the Union address. And it's just very clear, they could give a shit less about us citizens, people that have lived here and that are paying taxes. And that's fine because it's going to backfire. It's going to backfire in their face. It's already backfiring. You made it plain and clear. And, it's just really recognizable. I guess I live in an area that I don't see a lot of it because it's just not allowed. And, but anyway, I digress on that. I'm not trying to make this a Debbie Downer video, but it's just very clear and present in front of you here in this beautiful town of Santa Barbara. And that's fine. I'm going to head over tomorrow, maybe go to a few places over in the San Ynez Valley tomorrow, but I feel better. This morning I didn't feel real good, so I just kind of took it easy. It was really nice just to relax and just veg. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you live in a city where there's a problem with homelessness. It's really bad in California because the weather's really good. So yeah, I know other states have a problem with it too, but let me know what you think about this. It's just sad. It's sad. Such a beautiful area, and then you've got these people that don't have a home, and it's sad. I'm sure they probably had a home, but it's interesting also too. I don't mean to go into this, but I was talking to, I guess, a couple people that don't have any housing that are living at this motel that I'm staying at. And they said there's a few people that are living here that are unhoused. And there's also people that are staying here. They're working in Santa Barbara during the week, and then they go back to where they live, other places in the state. So it's kind of interesting to see that too. I've seen that, talked to a couple of people. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. I will see you in the next one. Dixie and Betsy are sleeping. At least they left some room on the bed for me so I can go to bed soon. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.